Now it's time to discuss about the functions of the thyroid hormones. Now the function of the thyroid hormones are varied, but in order to understand their function, first we have to understand their mechanism of action. So the action of the thyroid hormone is that the major thyroid hormone that circulates in the blood is the T4. But when it is transported across the plasma membrane into the cytoplasm, it is converted from T4 into the T3. That is, the one iodine atom is removed from the T4, and it is done via certain enzymes known as the deiodinases. And this process is known as deiodination. And deiodinases are the enzymes which require selenium as their cofactor. So the reason that selenium is a micromineral that must be taken in diet is because the certain enzymes require them as cofactor. And one of the major enzymes which requires selenium as a cofactor is the deiodinase. Because without deiodination, thyroid hormone cannot do its work. T4 cannot do the work of T3. Only T3 can bind to its receptor and have the maximum potency. If T4 binds to the receptor, the potency is diminished drastically. Even though it might have some effect, it will not be as potent as T3. So once T4 is converted into the T3, it moves across the nuclear membrane into the nucleus of the cell. Because these receptors of the thyroid hormones are nuclear receptors. And these nuclear receptors are found on the DNA. Now, the site where these nuclear receptors for the thyroid hormones are found are known as the TRE, or thyroid receptive elements. Now, before the arrival of T3, the nuclear receptor and another component known as the compressor presses against the TRE component of the DNA, and because of this portion of the DNA is not transcribed. That no transcription happens at this area of DNA. So if there is no T3 present at this area of DNA will not be converted into messenger RNA via transcription. But when T3 arrives from the blood into the cytoplasm through the nuclear membrane into the nuclear receptor, it removes the compressor element, opens up the TRE, and when the TRE is opened up, it is ready to be transcribed into a messenger RNA. So the process from which a DNA, a gene encoded in DNA is converted into messenger RNA is what is known as the process of transcription. And when messenger RNA moves from the nucleus into the cytoplasm, and then it is then translated into a protein, this process is known as the translation. But for the thyroid hormones, we are only concerned with the process of transcription, because the arrival of T3 allows for the transcription of the TRE segment or genes of the DNA to be transcribed into the messenger RNA. So once a messenger RNA is released from this DNA, it results in a translation or in synthesis of a certain protein, and this protein will perform a variety of functions depending upon the post translational modifications. And because of this, because the TRE elements are available in a variety of positions all over the chromatin, The thyroid hormones generally regulate the metabolism of our body. They are involved with the cardiac output, they are involved with the heart rate, they are involved with the BMR or the basal metabolic rate. They basically control the metabolism of almost all cells of the body, and they do so by regulating the amount of the transcription and the resulting post-translational modification that happens to the proteins. And because of this, we have increased amount or increased efficiency of both the mitochondria, the respiratory enzymes start to show more potency, gets more efficient. The sodium potassium ATPase pump is increased or is expressed more, and because this particular pump is more expressed, the action potential is generated more easily in the neurons. So, not only these proteins, a host of other enzymes are also produced or synthesized because of the arrival of T3. And because of this, the amount of the metabolic rate and the resulting oxygen consumption increases in the body. So, as a whole, thyroid hormones control the metabolism, the general metabolism of our body. They control the mitochondria, they control the action potentials, they control the enzymes, they control the amount of oxygen consumption. So, if a person is suffering from the lack of thyroid hormones, one of the first signs that appear is lethargy or the inability to work, because the amount of metabolism in almost all of the cells is severely reduced. So a person appears lethargic if somebody is suffering from hypothyroidism. Now, these are the intracellular effects. Thyroid hormone not only has intracellular effects, that those effects which are only confined inside the cell, inside the plasma membrane, it has also effects on certain other organs, that it increases the renal function, it increases the amount of urea excretion, it increases the amount of cardiac output, and it increases the heart rate, it regulates the rhythm of the heart, it regulates the development of the heart, it regulates the amount of oxygen being consumed, being utilized. So, in turn, it regulates the amount of ventilation that is happening inside the lungs. So, the amount of the oxygen and carbon dioxide that is exchanged with each breath is controlled in essence by the thyroid hormones. The other areas of the effect of thyroid hormones are the areas of growth. The two areas where they show maximum effect is the bone formation and the brain formation. So, if a child is deprived of iodine and the resulting thyroid hormones, the brain development will be severely hindered, and the child will suffer from mental retardation or intellectual disability. And this intellectual disability or mental retardation is preventable. The only thing that needs to be done is to give proper amount of iodine in diet so as to iodine balance can be maintained. Bones are also susceptible to the effect of the thyroid hormones, because bones are one of those organs which undergo rapid growth during both the puberty and young adolescence. And because of this rapid growth, they need a lot of metabolism being happening inside both the osteoblasts and the osteoclasts, because they have to form the bone, they have to reabsorb the cartilages. So maximum amount of metabolic activity is required in the bones whenever there is a growth spur or continual development. So bones require thyroid hormones just as much the other organs like the kidneys, heart, lungs, or brain. Thank you so much for watching sqadia.com. You can watch lectures ranging from topics on biochemistry to physiology, from anatomy to radiology, to courses in medicine, surgery, rheumatology, radiology. You can find almost any topic lecture on almost any medical or surgical topic on sqadia.com. You can even start your free 2-day trial. You can even download the app on both the Android Play Store and the Apple Store. You can download the app, start your trial, and see its benefits. So, once again, thank you so much for watching sqadia.com.